Hi friends, log on to my website fastbeam.com and talk to me on the forums. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram.
Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I am riding the Pulsar RS 200, and straight away this design might remind you of other motorcycles, especially the Energica Eco. Twin projectors over here, LED pilot lamps as well, and the design is actually very nice of this motorcycle. Obviously, it all depends on the color scheme as well. In the yellow and red they launched it, this motorcycle did not look that great, but the new color schemes do look nice, and in fact they have work color where one of the wheels is painted blue. I think they ran out of paint that day, but that said, the design looks really nice. From the front it is definitely a nice looking design. From the rear I'm not going to comment. Okay, the fairing is nicely integrated. It looks a bit too busy in certain places, but well, it's a Pulsar, you can expect that. Triple spark technology, DTSI, and Vibri brakes over here, pedal discs. I mean, the finishing is quite good for a Pulsar. Not many rattles on this motorcycle, which has done quite a lot of kilometers, but somehow someone has bitten the seat off. Hungry person. Split seats, comfortable seats. There's a tank guard here as well. There's some snaky thingy over here, and this is the fuel tank of this motorcycle. It can accommodate 12 liters of fuel. Pulsar written over here, Pulsar written over here as well, so you don't forget that while you ride this motorcycle. And because it's the latest model, it doesn't get a headlight switch because it gets AHO, that's automatic headlight on. Engine kill switch over here, Honda. And this is the brake master cylinder, clip-on bars. Overall fit finish is quite good. Backlit switches is a nice touch on almost every Bajaj motorcycle. These are the grab rails, very well integrated, they don't stick out as such. And there's a monoshock finished in red. The exhaust is kind of stubby and small. Nice quality of pegs on this motorcycle. As you can see, there are a lot of nice parts used on this motorcycle, which gives it a premium feeling as such. But this mudguard is kind of big, but it doesn't look ugly at all. 130 section tire at the rear. At the front we get a 100 section, and this is the pedal disc at the rear. So overall design is certainly polarizing because okay, I did not show you this. This is the tail light of this bike. I don't know what they were thinking. No Pulsar has had this light, only the RS 200 has it. I don't know for what reason they went overboard with the design, but LEDs, yeah. So this is the motorcycle, and from the side it looks quite decent, I must say. So these are the switches for the left. The horn is nice as well. Typical instrument cluster of a Pulsar, which we saw in the NS200 first. There's an analog tachometer over here. There's a fuel meter over here. It says fuel is in minus. There's telltale lights over here. There's a Bluetooth logo over here. So that's a Bajaj logo. And this is to toggle through the menu. Somehow water has gone inside. So there's a clock. There's a side stand indicator. There's a speedometer over here. There's an odometer over here. And you can browse through the twin trip meters. Unfortunately, it doesn't get a gear position indicator, although it gets a shift light which blinks over here. So overall, fit finish is definitely very good by Pulsar standards. And this motorcycle also looks nice. However, how is it to ride? Well, let's get going. But before we get going, how can we not hear the exhaust? So let's rev it. Quite refined by Pulsar standards. Let's go. The top speed on this motorcycle is higher than that of the Pulsar NS200. This one reaches 151 kilometers per hour on the speedometer, which is great. And just open the throttle, refined pull from this motor. But hey, let's launch it from get-go. Alright, here we go. First gear 48 kilometers per hour, second gear 65 kilometers per hour, now in third gear 87 kilometers per hour. Now we are in fourth and it crosses 100 kilometers per hour, redlining at 11,000 RPM. So 0 to 100 kilometers per hour takes just 10 seconds, and this 200cc engine is liquid cooled, is fuel injected, and produces 24.2 bhp of power and 18.6 newton meters of torque. As you can see, performance is quite punchy. It feels refined, it feels linear, and it has a lot of punch. Hard onto the brakes. Yeah, the brakes are good, offer good stopping power, but you know, it only gets a single channel ABS, and that's kind of disappointing because Bajaj asks rupees 14,000 more for single channel ABS, while TVS gives you dual channel ABS for a lesser cost on the Apache 180 and even on the Apache 200 actually. So let's just stop here and give it the beans yet again. The gearbox is like really smooth, and the clutch is also on the light side. This is the same engine as the NS200, but in the RS200 they have given it fuel injection. And obviously the most important thing over here is that the gearing has been revised, and overall the performance feels quite punchy. Like Power is obviously concentrated in the top end, and this windscreen visor does a decent job to deflect wind, and you feel confident around the corners as well. Those MRF tires do work well on this motorcycle. Yes, we get 300mm pedal disc up front and 230mm pedal discs at the rear, and overall performance of the brakes could have been better. The MRF tires, although grippy, they're not in the same league as the Metzeler's, but then again, no Bajaj bike comes with Metzeler, not even the Dominar. At idle, it's not the most refined motorcycle when you compare it to, say, a Japanese motorcycle like the R15, but here we go again. So the power delivery is quite linear, but power is top end centric on this motorcycle, and it likes to scream all the way to its 11,000 RPM red line. It gets the same frame as the Pulsar RS 200, which happens to be a perimeter frame. Great frame, because the ride quality is very good on this motorcycle, and the handling is also very good. It gets clip-on bars, unlike the Pulsar RS 200, which doesn't get it. The bars are raised, makes it very maneuverable and also apt on the track. It's not the most grippy motorcycle, but the ergonomics are comfortable, or rather it's not the most sharp handling motorcycle, but the ergonomics are very good on this motorcycle. In fact, even for the pillion, and you can ride long on this machine, so it can go on the track, it can do city duties, and of course it can do touring as well. So it fits in all those things. That is something very nice about this motorcycle. It's easy to filter through traffic, punchy motor, and yeah, that really works well on this motorcycle. Here we go. Gets a bit too vocal, but that's a typical Pulsar trait over there, and I kind of like it as well. So up front we get telescopic forks, at the rear we get a monoshock. This motorcycle doesn't get upside down forks. Actually, no Bajaj motorcycle gets upside down forks. So overall, I must tell you that the RS200 balances a lot of things very well. It is named race sport, but it's not an outright racing machine. It offers a balance of everything so well. It's an all-rounder motorcycle, and that's what makes it so brilliant of a machine. But it's priced at a premium at rupees 1.43 lakhs for the non-ABS version and rupees 1.57 lakhs for the ABS variant. The RS200 is competing with a lot of other motorcycles in the market, and I think you're paying the fairing tax, because the fairing is what makes this machine quite expensive, and that makes the NS200 even more value for money. Come on, RS. The mirrors don't offer a good view of what's behind with a riding jacket on. Can't clearly see what's behind me except my own arms, that is. And it remains stable at higher speeds, but somehow I was expecting more refinement. Yeah, it's the most refined of the Pulsars, but slightly more refined wouldn't have hurt at all. So should you buy a Pulsar RS200? Well, I honestly think buying the NS200 makes more sense because of the value for money proposition that the NS200 offers. The RS200 is a great machine. It's an all-rounder. It's not as committed as the KTM RCs or even the R15, so it's comfortable for riding for long distances. Meanwhile, it can do track duties as well, but how many of you Pulsar owners are going to take it to the track? And that's why Bajaj says, leave track racing to amateurs with the Pulsar RS200. Haha! Okay, water. My shoes are completely drenched. So guys, this is my video of the Pulsar RS200, a very good motorcycle, but unfortunately it did not sell in numbers it deserved to, because people still bought R15s even though it's not that comfortable. The real reason why the Pulsar RS200 did not sell as much as it was expected, because of, well, you guessed it right, the design. It's a little polarizing, and the impression of Pulsars that they're not very reliable. Now this motorcycle has done 12,000 kilometers. It does feel slightly coarse as such, but the performance is really very good. The ride quality is excellent as well, and it's just a comfortable motorcycle which can also be taken to the track. So it's like the best of both worlds. I'm impressed. Anyways guys, this is my review of the Pulsar RS200, and if you liked it, you know what you have to do. Give it the thumbs up, that's a like button, and also subscribe to the channel. Now just see how easy it is to turn this bike. Yeah, supremely easy. And then you get on the gas. I love the analog tacho. Yeah baby, I mean, it's comfortable, it's fast, it has the sound, and also kind of looks good to most people. So it's a big win-win situation over here with this particular motorcycle. The only thing what Bajaj needs to do is probably give it even more power. Yeah, I know it makes 1 bhp more than the Pulsar NS200, and yeah, the 6-speed gearbox is smooth. I mean, this is the best Pulsar ever. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, because the best Bajaj bike is still the Dominar 400. Obviously The newer the bike, the better it is. Just imagine what the next generation Pulsar would be. Well, I can't wait. Bye bye.